Bayern Munich have switched target, Arsenal have embarrassed themselves, PSG have a new star, the Flat Earthers have entered football, and we have a roundup of all the day's transfer rumours. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Froda, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first up are to Bayern Munich, whose number one target this summer has apparently been Leroy Sané up until now. Now it's said that they've switched their target and they're looking at Ousmane Dembele. The reason being that they think he's going to be a little bit cheaper once Barcelona conclude some pretty impressive transfer business. According to the club, the thought process is that if Barcelona sign Griezmann and Neymar, not only will they not have a place for Dembele in their squad, but they're also going to need a little bit of money if they're to do so. So that's when they'll swoop in with a bid of around 90 million for Ousmane Dembele. The reason they've switched target from Leroy Sané is because Manchester City have said they want 120 million euros for the German winger, something which they're clearly not prepared to do. So next up to Arsenal, who according to management at Crystal Palace have absolutely embarrassed themselves with a ridiculous offer for Wilfried Zaha. Now whilst the player's been out of the African Cup of Nations, in fact scoring a goal last night, well, Arsenal have been putting together a mega bid. No, not really. It's 40 million over 5 years. That's all they're offering. And what gets even more ridiculous is that apparently Arsenal have put a clause in there saying if they manage to cobble all the money together before the end of the 5 years, they also get a discount. Now, I'm used to this sort of transfer shithousery under Arsene Wenger, but this is a whole new level of being ridiculous. We all remember Wenger offering 40 million and £1 for Luis Suarez a few years ago. Well, just when you thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, they go and do this. Now, Crystal Palace apparently want 120 million for Zaha, which is a little bit ridiculous in itself. Personally, I think they'll probably accept around 80 million for the Ivorian winger, but 40 million over 5 years, wow, they've really outdone themselves on the ridiculousness there. There are some other players that Arsenal could sign for not so much money, and if they want to spend a little bit less, there's even a couple of free transfers, but we will get onto that a little bit later in a roundup of the daily rumours. So talking of attacking midfielders, and Sevilla's Pablo Sarabia has made his move to PSG. Now the 27-year-old has signed a 5-year deal after an impressive season which saw him score 23 goals and get 17 assists from the tip of the diamond in Sevilla's midfield as they finished 6th. Now oddly enough, despite being one of the best attacking midfielders in Europe last season, Sarabia's only gone for 18 million euros because this is his release clause. At such a ridiculously low figure, why wasn't anyone else interested? Forget paying 80 million for Zaha or even 90 million for Christian Eriksen or Isco or someone like that. You could have had Sarabia for 18 million. I'm not even just looking at Arsenal. Literally every team who needs an attacking midfielder. Of course, Sevilla have reinvested this money by bringing in Luke de Jong from PSV, but they will feel a little bit hard done by that they only got 18 million for such a top player. What does this mean at PSG? Well, they now have the likes of Draxler, Di Maria and Sarabia behind Kylian Mbappe. That means there's no room for Neymar. He could potentially go to Barcelona, and then they could sell Ousmane Dembele to Bayern Munich, like I mentioned in the first bit of the Daily News. You see, the transfer merry-go-round keeps on spinning and everybody's involved. Móstoles Balompié, I probably said that completely wrong, are a 4th-tier Spanish side who have just been promoted, and now their president has come out and said that they'll be changing their name to Flat Earth FC. That's right, he is such a big flat earther and been such a big part of the community that now that he's the president of a football club, he's decided to unite all of the people in the world who believe in this common following and want some answers. So he's bringing some massive attention to the club by obviously renaming them and hoping to bring millions of fans from around the world? From the world, if it is flat, not around it. Whatever he means. It's probably the most ridiculous story that you're going to hear, so let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the news. So enough flat earthing for now, and first off, Claudio Marchisio has left Zenit St. Petersburg and is now available on a free transfer. Marcus Rashford has signed a new 200k a week deal at Manchester United, which sees it run until 2023. Rafa Benitez has been confirmed as the new Dalian Yifang coach in the Chinese Super League, and lastly but not least, as I mentioned earlier with Arsenal, well apparently they're in talks with Yacine Brahimi. The former Porto man is available on a free transfer and he'd be a really good signing for Arsenal. So I want to hear from all of you out there whether or not you think Ousmane Dembele will be a good signing at Bayern, whether or not you think Arsenal's offer is ridiculous, and whether or not you think the earth is flat. Of course, whilst you're there in the comment section, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.